Next, we'll be discussing about the coplanar vectors. So, what are coplanar vectors? Collinear vectors. What are collinear vectors? The vectors parallel to a straight line are called the collinear vectors. What are collinear vectors? The vectors which are parallel to a straight line are called collinear vectors. Okay, they lie on the same line. Okay, here we can see in the diagram as a line connecting point A, point B and point C. Okay, na? That is the example of the collinear vectors. Next, coming to the coplanar vectors. What are the coplanar vectors? The vectors which lie. Okay, we will take a plane figure. Okay, not a plane figure. Okay, we will take a plane area. So in that plane surface, how many vectors which are parallel? The vectors which lie on that are called the coplanar vectors. Okay, now the vectors which lie on the same plane are called the coplanar vectors. That's it. Okay, now the vectors here we can see in the figure the vectors A and B and C and A, B, C, D. Here we can see here A, B with only those two and the first figure A, B are lie on the same plane. Okay, now next negative vector. So what is a negative vector? Two vectors which should be mutually negative vectors. Okay, na? If their magnitude equal but the directions are mutually opposite. Here a negative vector, they are mutually negative. Okay, they are negative, but they are opposite. They are in opposite direction. Okay, na? Here we can see it. They are not in the same direction. Okay, na? They are mutually negative vectors. Okay, na? Which go on the different direction. The two vectors which go on the different direction are called negative vectors. Okay. Next, equal vectors. What are equal vectors? The vectors which are equal and have both their magnitude is same and they travel in the same direction. It is called as equal vectors. Okay, na? Which travel in same direction are called the equal vectors. Okay, do you got clarity about this concept? One, what is its name? Introduction to scalar and vectors. Okay, no? And types of vectors. Do you have any doubt? Type in the comment section. Okay.